Yo, 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 yo. Hello, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, wherever you might be. Another day, another dollar. We're gonna keep working today. Actually, it's a nice day for our X-Copilot. We are upgrading, moving, we are moving upwards and onwards. So let me make sure my stream is live as usual. Make sure I can, we have no technical issues. Let's see, are we live? It's not showing up yet. Let me make sure I am in fact live. Whoa. It shows I'm live. Let me see. Maybe we're lagging a little bit. Let's see, guys. Yeah, today we have a pretty cool, we're finally upgrading our X-Copilot to be production grade somewhat, like a real service. But let's see here. We are live. Is it public? Maybe it's not set to public. Let me check the stream. Oh, it's set to private. That's why. I'm set it to public. Okay. All right. It's just last stream I kind of leaked a lot of stuff. I leaked all my ENV stuff. So this stream we're not gonna do that. We're trying not to leak everything. And because then we have to rotate all the keys. It's kind of a pain. All right, we good. Let me make sure the audio is good. Test, test, test. Have to rotate all the keys. It's kind of yeah, we're good. All right, guys, let's keep it. Let's start cooking. Let's start cooking. So where are we at? What are we doing? No idea. Let's just kidding. I do have an idea. Let me look this. Make this smaller. All right, guys, we're making X-Copilot as always. This is a product you search for threads, you interact with threads, you open threads, you interact with them. It stores your it stores your am I not logged in? Wait a 1 second. I think I logged out of X. So let me log in. Okay. Looks like I got logged out. Yeah. Yeah, it's because I leaked all my session cookies yesterday, so I had to recreate everything. All right, here we go, guys. All right, we're back. So, what are we doing today? We're doing something nice. Anyway, this is how you open the thread. You interact with it. You open it. You send a message, and it will automatically track your replies. What is this going on here? It's too risky to build in public and use this dark patterns. These days, it's a one-shot prompt /br. Okay, so like this, let's say you interact with a thread, you go back, you click mark as interacted, and after that, it will simply find it. I don't know if it'll actually find it now, because we're not using session cookies, we're doing something different, so it looks like we're gonna have some bugs to fix. So we're gonna do that. Looks like our first bug. The mark as interacted is not actually working because we're no longer using session cookies. We had Cursor give us a give us some thinking, or give us some. I can't even speak today. Give us some opinion. Anyway, guys, Cursor Grok 4.6 is out, so we're gonna be using this, the latest one. And we have some issue. We have an issue here that we opened from yesterday. Let me just show you guys on the repo. I have to be careful here. If I'm switching windows, I need to make sure that I'm on the right window. Here it is. I believe if this is the issue, migrate X reads from session cookies to official X API v2 app only bear. I believe we did this already. If not, public deploy. Yeah, we're gonna be doing this public deployment. Xcopilot.dev is the domain, so you guys will be able to do everything. We're gonna set up Google Auth. We are not using Supabase for now. We can and we will, but there's no real need to do Supabase right now. I mean, we're not going to be doing any heavy duty database stuff with Xcopilot. Mostly just storing some threads. Nothing crazy. This is something you can easily handle on a SQLite server. In the future, if we start really having some hundreds of rows and some databases and a little bit more, we can probably upgrade to Supabase. But honestly, just to keep things cheaper and faster, if it's going to be literally on the same server, right? You're going to be avoiding all this network latency. So this is a passive. Let's look at here the X reads. We should have migrated everything, but the mark as interactive is not working. So let me find this and kind of see what's going on with Cursor, where we at. Because the last thing we have is it does have issue 200 open, and issue 200 is this public deployment, which we're not quite ready yet. We still have bugs here. So looks like we still have a bug here for mark as interacted. It no longer is able to find my latest post, maybe because we are now using the official X API. So is there a webhook or some reactive measure way we can our app can react to posts made? If not, then the same mark as interactive flow. Is there a cheap way to grab the user's replies, or will we end up paying a lot? Also, where is my usage button? Is this not on production yet? So we'd have done a little bit of work overnight. Specifically, last thing we talked about this, we talked a lot about. I hope there's no keys in here. Yeah. I'm not gonna even go through the chat history in case I pasted some keys. So last thing we've done is we upgraded fully to X Console API. Maybe I can show you guys how it looks like. Like this. Let me see if I can log in here and show you guys how it looks. Yeah, here we are in the X Console API. Let me see if I show you guys. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna leak anything. Here we go. So I did buy like $25 worth of credits to try and experiment with this. And yeah, I mean, we've already done like 40 cents. I'm not sure on what. I think it was just like testing. So this is gonna get kind of expensive, and I'm okay if we burn through this and slowly we will 35 cents this spend. So we will slowly optimize this to make the usage of your X API more efficient. We've already done a couple of optimizations, but we're gonna push it a little further. So regardless, let me look back here on Cursor. So yes, guys, we are moving on to making this a fully production ready system where we're going to be deploying this on a domain, and we're also going to, now this is a test, okay, but test because it has my this is kind of weird. Look at this. Why does our test has hard-coded my own username? LOL. It won't work for others. This is a terrible design. We should at least pull it from a shared env, not from an env, not just hard code my personal X username in the test. Before it commits, sometimes you can nudge it. So here, like it was about to do the commit, it probably just did it, but you can kind of nudge it so that it'll maybe before it does it. So it had some issue. I don't think it even told me what the issue was. It just kind of figured it out. Problem. It opened an issue. Micro-directed auto-discover searches. After the API migration, the operator posted other tweets that filled the 20 result page. Recent search returns replies without matching in reply to ID. Polling repeated the expensive search. Oh my god. Yeah, this is so bad. So we have a lot of this is going to be a weird, not a weird, but this is going to be kind of a intricate migration. We're going to have to be very careful. Everything is going to be burning a lot of credits. Like this simple search, how many credits did it burn? I believe it 30 cents just right there for just a, yeah. It's a little bit crazy. So we're going to have to find a smarter way to do this. Dude. I don't know. Grok 4.6. Bro. What are you doing? Open the PR already. Don't just commit files. You have an open issue or no? Open an issue, open a PR. Bro, Grok 4.6, please, man. I hope it's not like Opus 5. Bro, it's already being weird. It needs to just open the PR always. Man, maybe it'll get better, but I hope Grok 4.6 is not like Opus 5. Yo, man. Uh, did it? It needs to open tree. So now when I had stashed all my work, created a new branch, bro, did it just get rid of all my work? I can't believe this. What is Grok 4.6 doing? I am very upset right now. I am extremely upset. Grok 4.6, I swear, bro. Are you guys seeing this? They opened this PR. 34 lines. Detect, mark, detect, search the parent conversation. Yeah, but this, the polling is, anyway, we need to just kind of move forward. So we just have to deal with what we can. So we have this. What about the deployment? Let me go back. I don't want to defer. We have a big issue here with the deployment. Big issue open to do the deployment right here. So this issue 200. Proposed stack. Jeez, 5 PR stack? I don't care, whatever. Do whatever. I was gonna do this offline, but I'll show you guys a nice fat stack. I don't think we'll get through this stack today, but I'll just show you guys the flow. So we have this PR, it's nice and easy. It'll get approved in a couple of minutes. Meanwhile, let's do this. So here's how it works. We're already using the XDev API. We're deploying this to a domain. We need some sort of authentication. For auth, we are going to use Google Auth to do Google Gmail sign in, right? To do that, you just need the basic Google Cloud Console, GCP. You need a Google Cloud Console account, and you generate an OAuth secret. It takes 2 seconds. You set the JavaScript URL, just some approved origins, and then you get like 2 or 3 values. You paste it in the env, and that's it. You might need to set up some DNS stuff as well for an API. I think we have that all set up already. So in our case, we're just going to do this big. I don't know if it'll do a single PR or multiple PRs, whatever it decides to. So here it is, working on the big PR for X-Copilot. I don't think we'll be doing as much dog fooding today. Like, we're not going to be using the product as much because we're kind of shifting it from, gray area by doing session cookie authentication to doing it the legit way of just hammering the X API appropriately. So, guys. Just ordered some food. All right. Let's see. So, this is... You're going to be doing that. I can't really do much right now except just sit here and wait. So maybe I'll talk to you guys for a little bit about whatever. I can't even really interact with threads. Well, I can't interact, but I need to wait for this to finish here. So we're going to wait for it to finish. It's just a small diff. It should not have any issues. So by the way, guys, here is our new Vortex agents. If you guys want to check it out, we have A/B testing right now, but we're done with this. So we have a fleet of agents, as you can see here. Whenever you do a review, this is using the brand new DeepSeek as well. A brand new DeepSeek that came out today. Whichever new one comes out, we're using that one. This is using the brand new DeepSeek. Here's how it works. Instead of one review agent, okay, you can run one Haiku agent, or you can run 10 DeepSeek agents, and it will cost you the same amount. I love Claude. I love Fable 5. It's the best model ever. But Sonnet, Opus, Haiku, nah, man, it's not good. You got, Sol to replace Opus. For Sonnet, DeepSeek to replace it. DeepSeek V4 Pro, it probably can easily replace Sonnet. And obviously, Haiku is like 10 times more expensive than DeepSeek and 10 times worse. So, for our agents now, we have we have a fleet of agents. Today or tomorrow, we're going to be expanding this. This is just the beginning. We're moving faster than any code review agent has been moving. So in our fleet of agents, let me show you guys on the dashboard. If you go to, I believe this is, I need to sign in. Let me sign in real quick. I'll show you guys. So we have four fleets of four, I don't know how to say this, bro. A 4-agent fleet. And we're going to be expanding it to an 8-agent fleet. Because DeepSeek agents are so inexpensive, it makes it really easy and really nice to be able to scale them this way. So here it is. These are our agents. Whenever you sign up, this will be gone. This is A/B testing. It will be gone. Right now you can select standard or DeepSeek. DeepSeek is better anyway. But regardless, if you go to, I believe, settings, right here, as you can see, we have this fleet of agents. So Vortex Core is just always on. This is your main, this is our V1 agent essentially. This is the one that just does a basic code pass. It looks at the actual, function names, function calls, the type, type checks, basic logic stuff, follows code paths, stuff like that. It is good. It was more than good enough to just use if you want something to use and something you can trust, something fast, simple, cheap, and just solid all the way around. That's why it's called Core. In addition, we're introducing, this is 3 more agents that are already live. We have a security specialist that works, as you might think, specifically scans for any security issues that this new PR might introduce. We also have a performance agent to make sure that we're not doing anything that's not performant, unbounded loops, some allocation churn. So this is just a nice one as well. And we also have an architecture agent, which just looks at how you are structuring the architecture, whether you have any noodle soup, whether some things should be refactored maybe into a shared package or shared library, something like this, or you have some code duplication in your diff. That's what architecture will find. We're adding a couple of more agents as well. So we are also adding a front-end agent. It will look at any front-end issues as front-end specifically for TypeScript, right? This will look for any like use effect spam or a bunch of parameters, in like use effect that just overlap, bad patterns, anti-patterns, stuff like this in React. It will look for and suggest improvements. For example, you should probably be using the React compiler instead of doing use memo. Just some stuff like this that it'll catch. And we'll have a couple more, a database agent as well. So we're going to be adding a couple more, but the whole thing is, yes, you can have 8, 9, 10, 20, 40, 50, 100 agents. Who cares, right? Well, who cares? Here's the thing. We're not asking you, and you should not have to, for each PR, figure out, okay, which agent is this? Is this the architecture one? Okay, I'm only going to touch architecture. No. We're actually going to have an additional router here. It's going to be part of this system because it's a toggle on and off, and it will automatically route, it automatically select the fleet of agents that will fit your PR. So if your PR is not touching any database, if your PR is only doing front end, a small front end PR, why would you invoke security, performance, architecture? No, you probably only need, like, if it's a small PR, like under 100 lines, you don't even need architecture, right? I mean, how badly can you mess up architecture? Yeah, I'm sure you could mess it up, but Core would find any issues. So this is why we are going to be introducing a smart router. Again, this, when it comes to the credits, each one of these will consume 1 credit per review. So if you want to just save credits and just get a decent review, you just disable these, you run Core. But with our smart routing, you will decide. It will look at your PR first, just like Core does. It does a PR overview, essentially what you're doing. It's already part of the pipeline. Based on that overview, based on what files changed, it will actually decide to pick up the correct roster of agents. Which ones do you really need? And you can specify, you can say a max of 3 agents or max of 5 agents. But instead of that, we'll just have like tiers. For automatic, you can have like, cost saving tier, you can have standard tier, and you can have just max review tier, right? So we'll just try to get as much more agents as possible. This is our next step, evolution of this product. I have no idea what other code review agents do. I've stopped using them for months. The reason why I built this, I've been using CodeRabbit, I've been using Greptile myself for months. Greptile charged me like $4,000 on my card 1 month out of nowhere. I ended up disputing that with my bank, and I'm still fighting them. Not okay. I signed up for a $30 plan. They ended up charging me like $4,000, something insane. I'm still fighting with my bank about it. This is ridiculous. CodeRabbit, you paid for like what, a $30 plan? I'm lucky if I get one review per hour. You know, it's ridiculous. I canceled both my subscriptions, and we created our own code review agents. We've been using it to build all our products, and they've been way better, way faster. I was thinking Greptile and CodeRabbit are like creating their own models. Maybe now they can create their own models because they have like 100 million invested. Great. But they're not really doing it. That's not what they have been doing for years. And that's not how they got all the customers. They're just a ChatGPT wrapper, essentially. Just like we are. Except we don't have $20 million invested in us. We don't have a big team that needs to burn thousands of dollars every day on marketing, on ads, and whatever it is. So we can offer you code review agents that are much faster because we don't have hundreds of thousands of users. So we're scaled really well. And as soon as you get a review, you get it right away. We're able to scale faster, and we're able to move faster. We don't have a huge engineering team where every single patch, every single PR has to go through a couple of people, get approved, every feature request. No, I can come up with a feature today. Within 3 hours, that feature can be live in production. That's something no other team can do, and that's the power of having a full AI team, especially with Grok Bot. If you guys are using Grok Bot, I have a full team going on with Grok here. Let me show you. I can show you guys a little bit maybe. I'll just save it, but I have a chief of staff, a COO, a CMO, and a QA engineer that are all helping me run the company. That is 10 times cheaper than having real people, and actually does 10 times more work because it's on 24/7. So I'm done with it. It's a little bit of a spiel, so we're going to have a lot of cool stuff here. I recommend you guys check out the free plan, free trial plan. We are raising money. Here's what we're raising money for. I'm not raising money to... what do you raise money for? For marketing? I'm not well, technically it's money, but I'm not raising money to spend it all on X ads or Google ads. No, we're raising money to actually create an open source program to where if you have an open source repository, we will sponsor you, so you get free credits from DeepSeek, from Claude, from OpenAI. You get free credits if you run an open source repo, and in return, we get to learn from all the reviews. And yes, of course, I want to create my own code review model. But it's, I don't know if it's kind of the right direction, but in general, we just want to learn from the data, adjust our prompts, adjust our agents, and that's the idea. Everybody wins, right? It's open source already. Everybody is already learning from your data, so might as well raise some money, and that is our marketing push. We're going to support open source projects, similar to how CodeRabbit grew. They're valued at over 1 billion right now. That's pretty crazy. So yeah, but if you guys are tired of other agents that are just too slow, then I'd recommend you guys just try this one. Anyway, here's a real example of our stacks as well. A lot of people don't get it. They don't understand what the heck is going on here. I don't blame you. We're actually building a whole like learning platform. Not learning platform, but a simple crash course to explain to you guys exactly what this is from our internal private repo, the main Mergestorm repo. Here we go. So this is a 3PR stack where we're adding the guides, for example. And here's how it works. We have this 3PR stack. It's into main. We're going to go ahead and ask to fire off a Tempest review. Please fire off a Tempest review on the integration unit. Again, something we're doing that no other code review agents are doing is we have a really a custom PR stack workflow for you guys. So you can create, as you can see here, this is not even a regular GitHub stack. Here's why. A regular GitHub PR stack, you have the bottom PR starts from main or whichever branch you want, and then it goes to the PR branch. The one on top of it, it will usually start from the tip of the bottom one, right? And so up levels. Each level up is going to have the base branch be the tip of the PR below it. In our case, yes, it's kind of structured like this at the beginning, but what we're doing is we're first of all starting off your whole stack. We're basing it off of our, not temporary, but off of our own stack branch. It's not off of main. And then slowly, actually, we have a special case, oh, this is a 5-layer one. I'll show you guys this 5-layer one is better. I'll make sure I move my camera so I can show you guys exactly what's going on here. This is the 5-layer PR. It's kind of a big one. I'll move it down here maybe, just so you guys can see. All right, here's the 5-layer PR stack. Okay, as you can see, everything is getting reviewed right now by itself. This is something no one is doing, and I don't know if you guys understand what's going on. You'll learn a lot from this. So you can just go to CLI, go to the docs. You can read all about it. Sorry, right here. Go to the CLI or docs. You can read all about this, but let me just explain to you. So this is like a normal PR stack, right? See, the bottom one starts from a stack branch. This top one is the bottom one's tip. Now, this is works only for the first two. We do a normal PR. Now, after that, as you can see here, it goes off of a parked branch. It's kind of weird, but it makes sense. The reason why we park this is so that we can merge this one at a time. So we don't have to wait for all 5 PRs to done churning. It makes no sense. The only thing we have to wait if you want to continue up the road, I guess, to continue stacking this and move forward. To move forward, all you need is to get this bottom PR to be ready and this second one. So the bottom 2. Why? Because what happens is the bottom one is going to get merged into this integration unit. So this integration unit is going to have 1 PR. So first of all, you open 5 separate PRs. Each one are small diff, small scope. There might be some collision between, some conflicts between the two. Doesn't matter. That's fine. So once your bottom one gets reviewed, you push it into the integration unit. Now, Graphite PR stacks, they push it into main. They would push your bottom one straight into main, and then you're supposed to somehow do reviews. I have no idea why people do this. Why would you push it into main? So what we're doing is we create a integration unit branch, and we push everything into that integration unit. The integration unit starts growing. It grows, but it's not on main. It's still isolated as its own code. So you have the bottom one will go into the integration unit. The second one will get a seam review. So it will review, our agents will go ahead and review this integration unit against this PR. Once that is done, we push this PR into the integration unit. Now this integration unit will have 2 PRs, and then we run the seam against this PR. Now remember, this one is going to be on a parked branch. So we are going to rebase it first. So once these 2 are in this integration unit, we're going to rebase this third one to be, instead of on the parked branch, it's going to be on, the base is going to be the stack branch. Okay? Once it gets rebased, then we'll run the seam on this one. Once the seam review passes, we push this one into the integration unit. 3, 4, 5, same thing goes up. So it's essentially we have a nice format. At the end of the day, when you get to the bottom like this, here's what you have. You have a full integration unit with all of these mini PRs inside of it. So everything collapses. Yes, you get one big PR with a huge diff. I'll show you guys. Actually, I'm not going to be able to. But you get one PR with a huge diff. Right. So you started with a bunch of small pieces, small diff. They grow into one big diff. What do you do after that? You run Tempest. Tempest is specifically meant, is our other agent, specifically meant to capture systemic issues. It's specifically meant to handle big diffs. It's meant for those big diffs. It uses a completely different system than Vortex. Vortex is diff based. So whatever diff it has, it starts walking down paths, looking at architecture. But Tempest is not diff based. Tempest is a completely different architecture. It's meant to, it has a scoping session. So first it scopes exactly what's going on. And it has a limit. Of course, if you have a 10,000 line diff, it's not going to be able to do the review at once. There is some limit, but at the same time, after it does the review, it gives you a confidence score. Confidence score is going to be calculated based on the overall diff compared to what it managed to review in that one review. Now, that one review is still pretty big. 2,000, 3,000 line, 4,000 line diffs, not a problem. It can easily handle this. Obviously, if you grow this to like 100, 200 files, 100,000 line change, it's not going to be able to cover everything in one review. So this is our system so far. Now, the end goal for this is to just click this button, and it will automatically promote everything. Now, I don't think I want to have it on right now. I might have messed it up a little bit. I think it automatically promoted already. I'm gonna cancel it real quick. I'm gonna cancel the auto promotion. But the idea is, you just have auto promote on. As you can see, it already kind of understands what is going on for each PR. So this fired off 5 Vortex reviews. This one is merged. This one is doing the Tempest review. Now you can sync it, and we can see if anything changes. I'm pretty sure it's still going to be firing them off, so it's going to complete the review. Cyclone will patch. Some of these, Cyclone already has done patches. At the end of the day, if you have a single PR like this, you can simply land this. Vortex is clear. There's no CI. Everything is clean. You can land this. It's going to merge into main. Bam. Easy. This is a new workflow. This is what I've been doing. The reason why it's just inherently better. First of all, the agents also understand everything about your product, your PRs. There's a full review chain. Each PR has its own chain, and when you combine this into one of these big review units, the whole review chain gets pushed with it. As you can see, each of these has its own chain of different items that are reviewed and patched. So the review unit has everything combined. So when Tempest is doing the review, it has all of this context that these guys did reviews and these guys did reviews and the seam review. See the seam okay? So whenever you push one PR into the integration unit, the next one will get a seam review. A seam review is when it just reviews any cross connections between the two PRs, not necessarily the div. So, yep, and that's pretty much it, guys. So this is a really nice big fat PR, as you can see here. We're not going to be able to get through this right away. As you can see, it does it automatically because we have Cyclone as well. So it's going to open the PR, Vortex will review it, Cyclone just patches it. And it's just going to continue in this loop. You can see how it looks on actually on GitHub. You see here, so a lot of issues found, and it shows you different agents what issues they found. So even this was written with what? Grok 4.6? It doesn't matter if it was written with Fable 5 or Fable 25. There's always going to be some edge cases, some issues, some errors in code review. Code review is not going anywhere. As you can see, CodeRabbit, a $1.5 billion valuation, just closed 130 million not pre-seed, but Series C. So code review is not going anywhere, and we're just moving super fast. We are those devs that just sit around 10, 12 hours a day working on side projects, and I've been sitting in GitHub so much, and it's so nice to have this loop finally done. I've been having this loop already for a couple of months, and I can't wait for all of you guys to see the benefit of just firing up the PRs, and you can go outside, come back in 20, 30 minutes, everything will be merged, and you can just look forward, bam, merge it. You don't have to sit around all day babysitting PRs. Because at the end of the day, all I have been doing for months is this. Copy this, paste it into Cursor. Wait 2 minutes. Wait for the review. Copy, paste into Cursor. Wait for it. Now you can do babysit. Cursor has its own bug bot. But no matter all these bug bots, this is a full infrastructure. And this always uses the latest models, and it's optimized to be cheap. So even if you try to build this yourself, you can build this yourself, sure. You can tell Claude or Fable, build me a code review agent with deep. Sure, one-shot prompt, it'll do it, and it'll probably connect everything. In a couple hours, you can have this kind of system. But we've been iterating this for months. We have done tons of testing, tons of adjustments to the prompts, and there's a lot of infra. I don't know if it's even worth for you to build your own, because you can just use ours, and you'll be paying less than what you would be paying if you were actually running this yourself, because we have the cheapest models. Well, not the cheapest models, but we run optimized models with optimized loops, and there's so much complexity there with file structures and how we go through all the code. And right, I think it'd be a lot easier if you guys just use this. And we have a free plan if you guys can check it out. And yeah, DeepSeek just improved today or yesterday, right? They released the new DeepSeek, and man, I can see already it's catching a lot of cool bugs, and it's really hammering all the PRs. Cyclone as well is using the new DeepSeek. And Cyclone as well, it's not just stupid. Cyclone doesn't just look at the GitHub comment or review comment and say, okay, I'm patching this. No, it actually does its own investigation. It has its own verification pipeline. So what happens is before it even starts doing the patch, it first checks a baseline. It checks, is your code, does it have some sort of type checks? Does it have any sort of, NPM CI? Even if it doesn't, it creates a basic type check. Lint does basic linting, so it gives a baseline, so that after it adds the patches, it makes sure that the baseline, that its patches did not break anything, no weird type checks or something that will cause it not to build. So it's really smart, and I've been using it for a long time now. A lot of people, understandably so, they They don't have the trust in Cyclone. I don't even look at the review comments. I'm not gonna lie. I don't look at these reviews. Look how much review comments it. You know how long it's gonna take. How much headache it's gonna give me to look through every little comment and figure out if it's right or not. I don't have the time for this. We're shipping so fast. I mean, we just shipped a 5-layer PR. Where is it? This 5-layer PR. See, changes requested. I mean, for me to babysit each one, this could be such a waste of time. No, you need to trust the process more. If you guys really recommend doing Cyclone and Vortex, again, this is one of the cheapest plans you can ever have. Now, it's cheap, it's cheap, and it's not that it's not good. It's the fact that it's cheap and we don't have huge overhead. We don't have huge teams. We don't have millions of invested in us, so we don't need to push and scalp every cent or whatever, try to make profit. We don't need to do this. We can run at a loss comfortably. We don't have huge expenses. So this is the cheapest guy. We're pretty much running at cost, if not underwater. And again, this is just one review for the plans. This is a 5,000 reviews for $100, $200. If you guys want for $10, you get like 200 reviews. Where is it? Usage and billing. I think it's on the bottom. Yeah. So you guys, for $10, you can get 200 reviews. So 200 reviews, each one is going to be 1 credit for the review, 1 credit for the patch. So you can think of it as 100 loops. And something like a $49.99 month plan, that's 500 credits. So that's a lot. For most of you guys, it's going to be more than enough. And you can just leave it auto on your PRs. It's going to do a really, really good job. And the proof that it works is that we've been building our products using it. It's kind of almost like a self-evolving loop. And actually, when I first started building this a couple of months ago, Fable 5, when it first came out, it ended up blocking me. It was like, why would it block me? Well, what am I asking it to do that's so bad? And then I realized it's because I'm asking it to do self-improving loops. Because essentially, it's a code review agent that reviews its own PRs, right? And builds itself. So when we first started building this, it was too close. The loop was too good because I was trying to optimize, the Vortex, the review, Cyclone patch, and kind of keep moving forward. I even had an agent that would fire off brand new PRs. So it was all automatic. I wouldn't even need to fire. It would just analyze my website, fire off PRs. I mean, Grok bot already does this kind of, pretty much. So that's the beautiful part about this. If you want to integrate this with Grok bot. A Grok bot you can hire for yourself like a QA engineer or a COO. Let me show you guys Grok bot here for a second. Yeah, Grok bot. I'll show you guys here Grok bot really quick. Is it going to this is good. Here, I'll show you guys Grok bot if you guys don't know. Well, I know you guys know, but check it out. This is my Grok bot. As you can see, I have a chief of staff, I have a COO, a CMO, and a QA engineer. Now, technically, a QA engineer is just filing bugs, but it can also open up PRs, right? And so now you have a full agentic loop. You can have the QA engineer open the PR, Vortex and Cyclone are gonna hammer it, do the loop. Okay, QA engineer just has to pull it until it gets the all clear. Once it's all clear, bam, merge it. Redeploy production. That's your loop, done. You were not even involved at all in the loop. And at the end of the day, your code quality is still gonna be very good because you have DeepSeek, you have Grok, you have all these models hammering it and doing proper code pipelines is very important. Most people just push to main. With AI agents these days, everybody, including myself, for the first year or two, I was just having build something, push to main, push to main, push to main. Before that, I wouldn't even use GitHub. When I first started using GitHub, I just said, okay, let me just use it for, archiving and for security and to make sure I have my code doesn't get lost. But I was not doing PRs. I was just push to main and restart, push to main, restart, redeploy. Yes, it's decent, and you get decent stuff that works, but everything's going to be half broken, and you're going to be like, why is it broken? Now you have to go hunt down through thousands of lines of vibe-coded code, and you have no idea what is going on. Once you start doing actual PRs, the only difference you have to do is just you tell your agent, push or create a PR for this. That's it. Don't push to main, just create a PR. That's all you have to do. When Mergestorm does the automatic reviews, once the PR opens, it'll automatically review everything. So this is a nice, works really nice with Grok build or any agents you're working with, and yep. I've been kind of talking a little bit too much, and yet today, as I mentioned, we're not like we're not going to be doing too much building because we just have this really big, fat PR stack that we need to get through. So here it is. Oh, there's our cursor. I think we don't really have much going on. We have to just wait for this PR to finish churning, really. Right. I think that's about it. It's been about an hour, guys. So thank you guys so much for stopping by. I'm gonna finish this, of course, overnight. Let me go back here. Of course, if we're gonna finish this big PR stack overnight, it's gonna take some time. It's not gonna be instant. So this will take some time. As you can see here, it just goes on and on and on. Vortex reviewing again. Why? If you see here, it's because Cyclone already did some patches. See. So each of these are churning hard. Vortex through review, Cyclone patched it up. Vortex did another review. Cyclone patched it up again. So we already had a couple of loops here, maybe 3 separate loops for this single PR. This one moves really fast as well. We have multiple lanes. We're fully scaled. Everything runs in parallel. So if you open like a 5 PR stack, we have 5 different instances. Each of them is going to grab one of these PRs and start reviewing them. Same with Cyclone. There's multiple instances. They're all run in parallel. It's really nicely optimized, so I recommend you guys to try this. And these lights, these traffic lights, yes, red means it's not ready, blue means it's in the integration unit, and green means it's just ready. And again, here as you can see for our other PR stack, see Tempest gave us the all clear, and now Cyclone is going to patch this up. Once Cyclone patches this up, that's it. Tempest is not going to do a follow-up review. It could, you can ask it to, and you can also ask it to fire off reviews from the chat. As you can see here, you can ask it to do a review from the chat, so you can just tag it like this. You can tag the PR, and you ask it to fire off Tempest review or Vortex, or if you have some conflicts as well, you can go ahead and patch it up. This is using DeepSeek V4 Pro. Yes, we are inspired by Cursor. Of course, I love Cursor. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Cursor is like FL Studio, man. When I first started using Cursor, it was a couple of years ago when I went to the ETH developer conference in Bangkok. Someone told me about Cursor. They also told me about Codium. Back then, if you guys remember Codium, I don't know what happened to Codium. I think someone acquired them. But I remember I was still copy-pasting from ChatGPT like a noob. Then they told me about Cursor, and man, that was a game changer. And since then, Cloud Code came out and the Codex came out, but they're nowhere. They're just like the layman's version of Cursor. Like, if you want real production, if you want to do real production, if you want to do real development, real production quality code, you don't use Codex because it has beautiful UI. You use Cursor because it's a fork or VS Code. You get to see your code, you get to see the files, you have a terminal, and you have your agent windows. Nothing is going to beat that. No amount of beautiful UI is going to beat straight up seeing the code, being able to copy it. It's a totally different world. So Cursor is my favorite. We're building this specifically for Cursor. I mean, we're actually going to make this into a iOS app, just like Cursor. Really nice. The only thing is, for the iOS app, we don't want it to just be a wrapper around the dashboard, but it's going to be pretty much like Cursor. But instead of having, so let me show you Cursor. Our Mergestorm is not here to help you build products. You're supposed to build it with Cursor, with Codex, with whatever you want to build it. Mergestorm is here to help you get that code merged faster and find out bugs faster automatically. That's what it's for. So just like you would be using Cursor right here, instead of having this kind of editor window with files and files on the left, you just have our dashboard and you have the chat window. And we're going to be adding more features and stuff. But Mergestorm is supposed to be kind of like the bigger picture above Cursor. So Cursor is what you do if you're the main developer, you're firing off PRs, you're doing reviews, everything like this. Mergestorm is more for like the DevX developer experience guys to look at all the PRs that are happening right now. Which ones should we merge first? Stuff like this. Are there any conflicts? Fire off certain reviews, any changes requested? So it's kind of a little bit of a higher level workflow that I highly recommend you guys try out because it would really elevate your coding workflows by so much, and especially because it's all automatic, you have nothing to lose. All right, guys, I'm gonna stop here, and overnight I'm gonna merge all these PRs, and you guys might be able to see. I think tomorrow we're going to deploy this on the actual domain. The actual domain we got is xcopilot.dev. Super nice domain. No weird misspellings or branding we need to do. Just xcopilot.dev. Obviously, we'll start with a free plan. We'll add Stripe integration, all that stuff we'll be doing. And we'll keep it open source for you guys. So, hey, if you want to copy this product and you want to redeploy this on your own domain, go ahead, no problem. So, that's it for you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you tomorrow.